All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to extend out our chat client a little bit. So one of the things that I'm going to do is open up another project that I have that I made on Stream called OpenDJ Radio. And on it, we have a chat that has events on it. And I want to grab that. So under my shared apps in here, I should have a chat. Here it is. And so what I want to do is I should have an event called I should have a component in here that I'm going to work with called ng AfterContent checked. And so what I want to do is in this, I want to add my AfterContent checked. And then I also want to add in here a new view child of my, what I'm calling my message table container, which is called message table container. Sorry. And this is like that. And then I'm going to call this thing my message table container, which will be a type of element reference. So we need to identify this chat message container there. And then also down here on my init or AfterContent checked, I want to have some code to make sure that if I need to scroll or not. So I'm going to do a if this dot message table container and we need to have up here a message table called any. So if my message table exists, come on. Then what I want to do is I'm going to do my equals document.get element by ID, and I'm going to call this my message table container, or whatever I called it, which was this one. Okay, and then the next thing that I want to do is I need to have a variable called ShouldScroll, which will be a boolean. And then I want to say this dot ShouldScroll is equal to this dot message table dot scroll top plus this dot message table dot client height is equal to this dot message table dot scroll height. And then we'll push this out to my messages. Now this goes in my receive message. So I only need to do this if this message table doesn't exist yet. Then we want to get the element. And then we're going to set the scroll, and then we'll set my messages. So the next thing that I want to do is in my AfterContent checked, I want to say the same thing about if that message table doesn't exist. And then if this should scroll, then we're going to do a this message table scroll top is equal to this message table scroll height. So now also when I look at my CSS, I want to say that this has a height of 100, a minimum height of 10, I want to say it has a maximum height of 15. And now we should flood the chat. We can go ahead and do it. Looks good. We need more messages. That's interesting. I got 2 messages from Discord that time. Same thing. So let's write that down. Discord is sending 2 messages, 1 for each channel, potentially. Okay. Just a few more. I need to test the scroll. And on this, I see the scroll working correctly. But what I don't see is that it worked. See, it's not working automatically. Cannot read property scroll top of null. It's called message table container, and it's the ID. Okay, let's flood it with messages one more time. And one thing I was going to take off of this chat was this if on the button. And I'll just have it with the same criterion. Okay, we need to add more messages here. because I need to get it up to 15 EMs. So we could just do this. Good. Just a few more. At some point, we're supposed to hit the maximum size here. Is that broken now? Map table container is a ID. So we'll try it again. Good, it's working. I thought. Almost working. So that's happening in the here. And then we want to make sure that we do this after we push the message. Okay, one of these is not working correctly. So if I look at my app TS, if I was to cancel this out, that didn't get rid of it. If I look at my chat component, that didn't get rid of it. It's at request streams. Here, it's this one. We can just scrap that. And that's called OAuth subscription. Not quite. We have another one in here called request streams. That should be fine. Is it from here now? Is it this streams component? Is it this one? Or is it this one? It's that one. So how can you fix this? This is saying that it can't request the streams if we're not connected here. But this should only fire after we've received our application user. Is there another place where this is being used? Get application user received. You should be connected at this point. So here what we can do is we can say, we'll bring back our OAuth event. Just a second. So we're going to bring back our OAuth event because on my application component, when I get this, it's going to try to connect to the hub. Because why wouldn't that take if this .webhub is connected? Let's try it again. I think now it's working correctly. Okay. So now I can select my stream, and we're going to do this a few more times. And when I look at my back end here, for when I get a Discord message, Okay. So now it has pasted that into the other one, right? And it added one. So over here, when you're processing the Discord message, so let me check it again here. So my first message is coming from message Discord. My second message is coming from it's in the same place. And if I look at my TCP bots for Twitch, that's fine. And it's putting two of them there. Just a few more. Okay, over here, oh, I timed it out. Let me do it again. So that's the first one that I'm receiving. So this is the first one. This is the second one because it put it in the other channel. So it's reproducing it, and then it's posting it in that channel. But it's doing it for some reason twice, because then it's am I creating a chatbot? It's a RSS routing project. Okay, that's working now. I thought. Is it? still not capturing them. So if I look at the chat here, what I want to do here is I'm going to do a and so here we're going to do a alert this dot should scroll. And to make this easier on myself, I'm going to change this chat size to be much smaller. Oh, it didn't join yet. It hasn't been going long enough. Should scroll is true. Let's check it again. True. That looks like it's working. Okay. You need to also check to see I really want to move this to be like there. Okay, I scroll to the end here and I do test, and it's not letting me do that. So you'll check that. And then down here, we can do my messages. Where am I assigning that? Here. which is getting assigned from my service. So I should be able to do this dot message service dot stream messages. So this is getting the stream source from my message that came in from the web hub. And then it's exposing these. So we want to have one more of this, which is called GetStreamMessages, just one. And we want to return a iStreamMessage. And I want to pass in here my stream ID, which is a string. And here, the first thing I want to do is get my stream message, which is using my stream ID. And then if my stream message doesn't exist, then I'm going to create one here. And then push it onto the stack. And then all I want to do now is return a stream message. So this is called GetStreamMessages. And I want to pass in this .stream ID. And that. Dot messages. Here. And that looks pretty good. So now, instead of it being direct, it should happen like hello from Discord. Like that. And now when I scroll to the bottom, so I was expecting that to update and scroll. No. So let me just try something here. Yeah, so that one worked. See, it works like that. So if my scroll height is greater than or equal to that, right? So now we'll say, hey, okay, so it's still doing it. So we'll do it that way. I wonder why it's doing 2 times now. Probably because it's posting 2 times. We would need to get rid of that one to test it. Any thoughts on Ivy? I haven't heard of it, to be honest. Hey, Kyrian, how are you today? Oh, but now it's never calculating it. I wonder why I'm getting 2 there. Because it works this way pretty well. Oh, it needs to join the... Should already be joined. So in Discord, when you are receiving your message here, so you're firing it here. Which means that all the way back here in your service routing, I've used the new rendering engine for Angular. Oh, I've never used it. And then I'm going to process it. And so down here where I have my on message Discord, process message Discord, I believe I have something like this. So let's put this one back. Let's try it again. Looks like I need to give it a stop and a start. This time when I look at this, sending it to path channel webhook to game alter Aeon. right? Okay, it did. And you process that message, which posted it. I think we bugged out. Okay. Okay, there it is. We add it to the one webhook. We send it out. That only sent it one time. Well, somehow I corrected that. And then once it joins that, and I do another test 3, there, it only did it one time. And now when I log in, and I do another test 4. And there we go. Now it's only duplicating one time. Let's go ahead and open up our WebSocket server and do a test. That kicked through. And then we'll open up a TCP server and do a test here. Which looks good. So here what we're going to do is we're going to say, and your path.server.isOnline. And here we want to say, and your path.server in your s dot if I look at my source tree here, hey there, Flykin. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Where's source tree? Come on, load. Okay. Come on, where are you? because this is a server joined, so if it is not, is online. Like that. Let's reconnect. Now what I want to do is I want to say Angular CLI, and we want to say scroll event on a div. There it is, joining the WebSocket path. So here we add a host listener. And here's your template. Okay, so let's try this. Over here in Angular, I'm going to first have this host listener. That's interesting. And it's online. Okay, so here I'm going to do a alert scroll event. And then in my template, here, I'm going to call this a scroll equals a scroll handler of my event. Let's try it out. So we'll join that one. I'll do a test 1. I'll do a test 2. I'll do a test 3, and then a test 4. And I was capturing the scroll event. Perfect. So now I'm going to put this on my scroll event. So this one, after we append my messages, I'll go ahead and do that here, like that. And then I can get rid of my after content checked. Here we go with another test. Test 2, test 3, test 4. And we'll do this as a test 6. Didn't stay. Test 7. We go all the way to the bottom. That should set it to true. Test 8. And it didn't do it. Oh. Because you have to have the after content update to do it. So we'll try it again here. And some more test. This time when I scroll down, now I do another tester. And it took it and it worked with it. And if I was to scroll up, and now I did one, it should just append it and not move me. And just one more test. I was expecting that to, yeah, there it is. And there it was, and it moved me down. Gross. Okay. So that's done. So back over here in my CSS, we're going to change this to be a minimum height and a maximum height of 10. So we'll just set this to be a height of 10. All right, Flykin. See you a little bit later. So that looks pretty good here. I'm pretty happy with the way the chat is working now, and everything is routing correctly. So I do have some logic to put in here. We can just test this really quick. Send that across the pipe. And there it is. So this is working really good. One thing I want is when I send that Twitch message across in service routing, let me go over here and get rid of these because we're not using these anymore at all for anything. Same thing with this one. is when we're processing a Twitch message here and we send it out, I want to change this just a little bit. So I want this to be and it's going to be a user source dot username. So c.user.username. Like that. And then we want to say that this comes from your c.provider type. And then you want to say in here it's going to be your c.server. I guess you could do that, right? And then you want to say server source dot name. And then you want to say your colon. And then it's going to be your c dot message. Put that there, there, there. And in this case, we're going to say c.message is equal to this. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, we can get rid of my service routing providers now. We can just call this create routing. Like that. Test to Twitch. Oh, we need to wait for it to join the channel. There it is for one of them. Come on. It's got to join the Twitch channel here. There we go. Now I can do a test to Twitch. And now it looks like that. And that's close. I just need 20 seconds. Give me a moment. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you, Nick, for that host with 32 viewers. Very much appreciate that. What I'm working on today is Ali Chat. It's an Angular CLI front-end application with an ASP.NET Web API core backend. I'm using SignalR as the data transfer layer. What it is that I have a server that I've made in C# console application, and it works with Twitch and WebSocket, Discord, and TCP. And then so you can create different streams on the front end, and then you can route your RSS messages depending on the rules that you set up. So the server's set up, and what we've been mostly working on is the front end. And I'm making sure that all of the message routing is working correctly. So I saw something that looked a little funny here in my routing, service routing, which was this. I'm never closing the brackets here. Like that. And I want to also say that if my message, the one that I'm making, is coming from, is a message Discord, then here we also want to add in here the c.channeldiscord.name. And that should clean that up. So now when we go ahead and start it again, we need to wait for it to join our channel. Okay, we can see the messages are getting routed correctly over to my Discord. Here, it's joining my WebSocket path correctly. Here are the different bots that I have registered to send outbound messages. As soon as it joins my Twitch, give it just another second. There it is. And now I can see when I send a message here from Discord, I should see it here like that. And then in my Twitch, I should see it formatted appropriately. One last thing I notice here is on my service routing, I have an additional one of these on the ends. And that's it. So that finishes up almost all of the routing for the project, as well as incoming and outgoing messages. So I think the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to implement a chat colors for your TCP and WebSocket bots, and then also we'll migrate it over from Twitch. So let's get started on that.